preparing to go live. Now it says I'm live. Hey, how are y'all doing? So good to see you on this here Wednesday. I think Wednesday is a fabulous day. Yeah. I don't know about you, but it's good to be alive and good to be here. Let me just invoke favor upon everybody before we get going. Nothing missing, nothing broken be in our lives. That's how we roll here, you know. Um, Saw a new person in, and I just want to say, listen, we welcome everyone here. Everyone has a right to your beliefs, but broomstick Nick, be respectful at all times. I've been watching, and um, yeah, there's a lot of different beliefs here. Yours is just one of many. So we welcome you. I invoke favor upon you, and we wish you a good time here while you visit us. So, hey, folks, how y'all doing? World's getting weird. Hello, all the moderators. Thank you. Hello, Susie Q. Twisted Isby. Good to see you. Gary, David Barry. I saw Big Al out there almost heading there to California. Hello, Pamela. How are you? So glad that you are here. Lost in space. Kaylee, think agape love and always and forever. So good to see you. T Fetch, hello. How are you doing? Denise, Burning Ego B, hello. Good to see you. David Castle, Fire Spirit Girl 13. Well, welcome. First time I've seen you here. Welcome. Marguerite, how are you doing, my dear? B3, good to see you. Is that Avalokta? Did I say that right? Hello, Blanca, Seth, and Doris, and just so good to have all of you here. Bree, good to see you. Ice Spike, how are you doing? Sabrina, peace. Andrew, good to see you. Lynn, hello. And Laura, so good to see y'all. World's changing. It changes all the time. It's just that when we see things manifest, and when they do manifest, it can be a shock, can be, a whole, the whole thing to our core beliefs. But what we have to remember, nothing manifests unless it's first giving thought to. And we know that all too well here. And so it's really getting, hello, Hadley, how are you doing? Hello, Jeannie, good to see you. Barry, when it begins to manifest, you go, that's weird. And it is, I guess, to a degree, but it's almost, when it does, you just shake your head. Cheers to everybody. The tea is hot and it tastes delicious. Thank you, Rennie. Eye of the Maelstrom, how are you doing? Michelle, good to see you. Let's see here. Yes, hey, how about that? All right, cool. All right, I saw something today, folks, that I can't believe what I'm reading. So let's just get it right out there to begin with, because something ain't right here, folks. This is the zerohedge.com. Good place to go. I like their take on the news and other things. This one got me, folks. And may we help each other. You can say, God help us all, whatever God you believe in or whatever. This is a slippery slope. So in Vermont, and if you live in Vermont, man, I feel sorry for you. I don't know what's with your government, but so we're all living in this thing of this semi-lockdown, stay in place, etc. We began to see this appear about 3 weeks ago, as each state began to do their own thing. The term essential services, non-essential services. Okay, I can dig that. I mean, listen, this is not the first pandemic. We went through one back in the Obama administration. We went through another one back in the 80s. I mean, it's just that this one is a little different in the way that the government is going about it. So in Vermont, This is crazy. In Vermont, they have decided to choose what is essential and what is not, banning the sale of non-essential items at stores like Target, Walmart, and Costco. No, this is socialism, folks. This has got nothing to do with any pandemic. It gets worse. The Agency of Commerce and Community Development, ACCD, is directing large box retailers such as Walmart, Target, and Costco with in-store sales of food, beverage, and pharmacy, as well as electronics, toys, clothing, and the like, to cease in-person sales of non-essential items in order to reduce the number of people coming into the stores. Now, you see, here is the deception that this government in Vermont is using. They're using one application and trying to stack it on top of the other, and it doesn't jive. It doesn't equal. The math is all screwed up. Uh, get this, big box retailers generate significant shopping traffic. You know, they're doing they're letting in only a certain amount of people here in Colorado in grocery stores, Costco's, Walmart, Sam's, etc. They take the total square footage and they're bringing in one person to whatever this, and sometimes it's 1,000 square feet. So you can see how you can keep a safe distance in that. But here they're saying that by the significant traffic, by virtue of their size and variety of goods offered in a single location, the Agency of Commerce and Community Development Secretary Lindsay Curry, I don't know if that's male or female, but this volume of shopping traffic significantly increases the risk of further spread of this dangerous virus to Vermonters and the viability of Vermont's healthcare system. We are directing those stores to put public health first and help us reduce the number of shoppers by requiring the line ordering. Lady, your head is where the sun is not coming. This is nuts. It gets worse, folks. The Burlington Free Press reports the following items have been deemed non-essential purchases. Get this list, folks. Arts and crafts. So you got people, Lindsay, in their homes in lockdown. What do you think they're going to be doing? You're not real bright. 2, beauty supplies, carpet and flooring, clothes, God forbid you have any clothes, consumer electronics and entertainment, books, music, movies, furniture, home and garden. Now, the thing about home and garden, we're going to get into that a little bit. Jewelry, paint, photo services, sports equipment, toys. Now, listen, some of this, you could say, well, you don't want someone putting in construction in your home. I mean, that, doesn't make sense unless there's extreme precautions. That's common sense. Beauty supplies, you're not going to, it ain't going to be too good. I mean, it's already presenting a problem, and states have had to reconsider this. I mean, it's just the way it is. Not everybody is staying home. Clothes. So get this. So now you cannot buy, look at this. It gets this. You cannot buy seeds. You can't buy anything in a home and garden. You're already there. I mean, if you're in Costco, they've literally, what they said here, by order of the state of Vermont, items in this non-essential area are not available for purchase. Food, folks, food. Please use Walmart.com for your need until further notice. Thank you for your understanding. We apologize for the inconvenience. Food. And now they're forbidding you to go in and grow a garden. You cannot buy, listen, so you can't get seeds from your local Walmart garden center if you are in Vermont, and you cannot order seeds. You can't order them from the seed stores. We're living in a time where the state is dictating what we can think, what we can eat, what we can buy, where we can go. Are you seeing a pattern here? This is crazy. It doesn't make sense. I mean, the option would be just to close the store down completely. Ah, folks, it's getting very, very sad. I have to say, it just I don't really understand it. I just got to tell you, it blows my mind to read this kind of idiocy. Lindsay, what are you thinking? Listen, your little order, which makes you what, a socialist? To now forbid the people in the state of Vermont from growing gardens. Is that really wise? It means that if you have a garden in your home right now in Vermont, you're apparently breaking the law. Woo, 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 woo. Ay, ay, ay. So I spent, let's see, Brandy, six. Unfortunately, most people I've seen agree with this and are begging for it. Also here in Ohio, this is lunacy. I agree, Danny. I absolutely agree. This is getting out of hand, folks. The thing that gets me about this, I understand the spirit of what the woman is trying to do, or if it's a dude, I get it. But you have to use some common sense. If this thing lingers and the second wave becomes worse than the first, which apparently this is what's happening in other countries, folks, it's going to get to where you won't be able to buy produce. We have and this is the insanity of what's going on. You've got people coughing, spitting, sneezing on fresh produce. What the hell is going on here? Have we lost our ever freaking minds? Apparently we have. This is lunacy to the nth degree. And if you forbid people from growing gardens, growing food, exactly where are they going to be getting this food whenever this thing is lifted? Your growing season is already past, Lindsay. Someone in your state ought to send you a farmer's almanac, because apparently you don't understand how food gets into your grocery store. I'm assuming. Because when you forbid citizens of the state of Vermont from buying seeds, what are you thinking? Whew. All right. I mean, wasn't even going, when I wasn't even going to, before I got on the air, I saw this and I went, Wayne, it's as planned as in your face the entire, yeah, it's crazy. I know in LA County, apparently they're giving rewards, cash rewards for people to turn in their neighbors. Yeah, you want to know how Hitler got into business? Mm-hmm. Yes, I smell a rat. I smell a rat. All right, enough of this. Power lady, yep, same here. It's lunacy, folks. I mean, you gotta laugh. I mean, and it's not laughter as mocking, it's laughter of either that or you just go insane because this makes no sense. And I hope other channels pick this up and carry this story. And I hope those people in Vermont will call your state agriculture community, whatever the ACCD is, and tell her she ought to rethink this, because the thing that she's obviously in very much need of is common sense. You can have all the book learning you want, but if you lack common sense, you're a moron. It's just plain and simple. Whew. All right. Yeah. Yep. I'll get some. I don't see how anyone could put a thumbs down on this, because this affects us all. I mean, this is just crazy. So, there's something else that is unfolding. And let me share some things with you, because it kind of will bring this into context. How many of you seen this? This is Area 51. Just recently taken, I think on Saturday or Sunday. A pilot got close enough, because it was apparently the air is becoming much more clear because there's no jets up there. So this is the best picture of Area 51 I've ever seen. They've determined that these are experimental aircraft right here. Someone had actually blown that up. You can see the different type of buildings. These are all hangars, by the way. All of these are hangars. Bigger hangars back here. You can see they have apparently the roads coming in. You can see there's apparently either bunkers back here or something. You can see that the earth has been disturbed and piled up. So most likely, you can see the main runway. It's a bin. Goes up there. I'll shrink this back down. You can see, and I just think it's really interesting that, getting kind of the mystery taken out of all this. Look back here. There's obviously bunkers back here as well. Underground, no doubt. I'm sure that the Pentagon's going, crap. Who the hell got that close? Someone's paying for it. Notice the geodesic domes back here? Isn't that interesting? They're as big as a hangar, bigger, if you look at them in here in proportion of scale. Yeah, just thought you might find that of interest. It's like, wow. So welcome, Area 51. Hi. S4. It's where they actually keep the underground, the crafts. Now, this is, by the way, I'll leave the link to this. The National UFO Reporting Center. Yeah, did you know there's a database that every report of every UFO sighting is here? We know that Big Whale, not Big Whale. Oh, what's his name? Just had it right in the tip of my tongue. Bigelow. Yeah, the guy who, he's building his own spacecraft as well. Was the owner at one time of Skinwalker Ranch. A lot of crazy crap going on out there. But so you can see here, Chester, New Hampshire, 12:45 p.m. Shiny disc, saucer shape, seen in daylight over 101 north towards Chester, New Hampshire, seen swaying side to side. Medford, Oregon, formation 5 minutes, 20 lights in formation across sky. Another one in Medford. This is February 24. 10 minutes at 5:45 a.m. I looked up and said, what the hell is that? Yeah, I think we've all done that. So you can see how they go. It's an interesting site to go to. I mean, if you've got time on your hand and you really, are bored, this is a great little website to go to, and you can find everything that's going on. And there is something going on, folks. Excuse me. There is something definitely going on. And it got me to thinking, because now they're showing up regularly. I thought that this one is really a cool little graph. So this starts with the U. I think this one goes back to 1990. So each year you can see how the incidences increase. This is January 2001, 2002, 3, 4, 5. Look at this. Pick out where you live and you go, this is interesting. Look at this. So by the time we get to 2014, where they stop, yeah, weird. It's something is going on. We know as well that there is other phenomenon. Last night with the supermoon, the supermoon, it was the closest it's going to be all year. In fact, if you went out, I was up at 3 o'clock this morning, and Dancer and I were taking a walk in the backyard, and you didn't need lights. I mean, it was literally that bright, and recharging some of the crystal balls and the other sigils I have. But what we are finding now, because the air is clearing up, even if you have a telescope, you really ought to be going out and you can get away from the light pollution, because the pollution in the particles in the atmosphere are definitely much less. And now we're catching strange stuff. Let me pull up. I did a little PowerPoint I put together here for us, because there is something, no doubt, going on here. So get this, last year in North America, sightings of UFOs increased nearly 6,000%. Excuse me, to total of 6,000. It's a huge increase. This is ABC News. So Trump signs the space orders now, paving the way for the U.S. to start mining on the moon and very possible Mars. I haven't heard about the old COVID hitting the space force, have you? Today we're going to be talking about a phenomenon that is called skyworms, and they're showing up everywhere. I saw one last night, and they don't last long, but this is what got me to do this today. So this is a picture taken, I do believe, 2 days ago, of the telescopes now that, amateur stargazers are now getting. We're finding more and more traffic on the moon. All you have to do is just go in and begin to research. As I showed on the website, people, it's it's everywhere. We're getting better pictures of whatever these things are. Some of the videos that I'm seeing coming out now are phenomenal. From the European Space Agency, their camera now from the ISS is capturing some phenomenal stuff. And when we begin to now reduce where we don't have to do the pixelization that distorts the picture so much, it's getting better. We know something is going on. We don't know. I don't know if it's strictly the United States, if these are all man-made, these are different countries, or if in fact we're already an occupied planet. I have contended on this channel for some time. I did a video, it's in the archives, of terraforming Earth. I believe that the reality is we are an occupied planet. And something is going on. They're becoming more bold. This was right at Capitol Records, right there in Los Angeles. This is Houston, Texas. We're finding that these crafts are everywhere. This is the phenomenon of the cubes that are coming through. We're catching more anomalies that this is Jacksonville, Florida. As you can see, there is, well, you determine yourself. What we're finding out, if these are, in fact, maybe experimental aircrafts, there's such a variety of them. In Texas, Texas right now is one of the hot spots. So this is something that is now being caught. This is actually caught by Google Earth. Is reported by the news stations here. It was seen by many. And the thing that's so odd here is that the same distortion, I don't know what you want to call it, is in fact, as you can see, from South Carolina to Texas to New Mexico. Now, this is the phenomenon that I find so interesting. Take a look for it yourself. The videos that are out there, it appears that these are alive. It would seem that way. We've been seeing other type of crafts that are near that look like, well, cylinders. They are obviously something, but these are showing up now everywhere with more frequency and with more intensity. They show up at night. They show up in the day. Now, it's been said, well, maybe these are balloons. They're not balloons. I mean, that's most, yeah. But as you can see, they show it, and it's very odd. The nodules that you see here in many of these actually break away from the main, whatever it is, organism phenomenon. They call them sentinels, and they have been filmed that they will literally come down and do something to the earth, whatever that is. There's two of them, as you can see. It's quite interesting. Mexico was the place where they began to show up initially very heavily. I found this one interesting in the fact that you can see that there's something going on to the right of, beams of light. If you have an infrared camera or where you can mount it, video camera, you might try an experiment and start just putting it up into the sky and see if there's not beams coming through. Apparently there are. they photograph these as sometimes almost being like a living worm. Sometimes they even have the image of something more gelatinous, like, we would call a jellyfish. I often wonder if these are actual beings that we're seeing of interdimensional. It's hard to say. Kaz had her picture of the dragon, but as I began to look at these, and I'm going to, with her permission, show you, I am almost convinced she may have caught one of these. They're here. Now, the question is, are they of an intelligent nature? Not sure. But if you start looking up skywards and really start being a sky observer, you might be surprised. I've caught a number of, well, they were craft right above my house. And next time I'm coming and being prepared. I was not prepared with what I saw because I wasn't expecting it. Some have speculated that these could be, sentient beings. I mean, who knows? Maybe dragons can morph. We use the terms. I happen to believe that dragons do exist. Different. When they show up at night, they are very luminescent, as they would say. Almost like, we as we've gone deeper into the oceans, much of the marine life down a mile, 2 miles down, they, emit light themselves. They have been literally filmed and captured. This one I found very interesting. So they're becoming a little bit more bolder with the TR3s. I wonder when they're just going to come out and just start telling us, hey guys, we got them. This was an interesting one. They do sometimes appear with others, as in this one. This was over Israel, Jerusalem, I believe. Israel is apparently getting these quite regularly now. And the size of them are hard to determine. They're huge. Here is one where you can see the sentinels are all around it. Those sentinels are the orbs that are coming off of whatever this is. I don't know. It's different. Is this a living organism? Is this artificial? Is this something? They're in our atmosphere. We just went to UFO Sightings Daily. It's a great place, by the way. You can have fun with that site. I'll leave the link. It's a lot of fun because you'll become aware that it's increasing, folks. Something is going on. And I'm not sure what it is. What are they? Are they native to Earth? Is this something that we just were never aware of? Some appear to come from portals. They're never the same. They constantly move. I mean, it's there you can see very clearly. Most people just don't take a look outside enough. This was actually captured, as I understand it, from the ISS. Now that looks dragonist looking, I would say, wouldn't you? I mean, it's big, it's huge, big, 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 big. Another view. This is over Israel. Some are very colorful. The shape again is never it's different. That's all I can say. You can see where the term sky worms come from. I mean, they do. They can stretch miles across. Strange things coming from the clouds. By the way, this was at the White House. I have no idea what that creature is or what it is, but it looks a little bit out of place, doesn't it? So, and then the thing about it, I also looked at this. And so if you look at infectious diseases, look at the spirochetes. See, this is why this lockdown doesn't bother me. When I was recovering from the meningitis and the Lyme disease, it was these little spirochetes in my spinal fluid that whacked me a good one. And when I looked at these, I get the same thing, sometimes almost like Ebola. Go and look at what the uh, Ebola looks like. So there you go. You can do with it with what you want. I just happen to think that it's very different. Something is going on. Remember, in fact, let me pull this up. Remember when I did the program on the cryptids? Cryptids are showing up everywhere, and from Plum Island to Montauk, we've seen these. We got into what it actually means, but more and more of the creatures are showing up. This one is really a bad dude. A little background on this one. You don't want to see this one. This creature here is reported that it can literally, it takes the bones out of its victims. This is one that's being seen more and more. Apparently, a hybrid wolf. Legends talk about, this wolf that, when it stands up in its hind legs can be well over 10 feet tall. I don't know. There's more things that we're seeing that this is the Mothman in West Virginia. We're seeing more strange things going on. I mean, is this a dog that's learned how to walk on its hind legs? Is this what we're seeing? I don't know. Have we breached something, I guess, is the question that becomes when I did this one. And I mean, there's just strange things out there. There is a video that I left the link in one of the, and I'll find it again, uh, of taken in Ohio, of the best footage I've ever seen of Bigfoot. And there is this wolf creature again. I mean, and it's not just one place where this creature shows up. It's been captured in many different places. It's big. But we're seeing more of these. You don't want to see this at night. Mm-mm. Nor this creature here is been seen in many places as well. I don't know what it is. Don't think I really care to know what it is. There it is again. And so my point to all this is what are we seeing here? I mean, is this truly a breach between, or are they here already? And this because we're getting better at capturing with cameras everywhere. What is it that we're seeing? We're used to ghosts, but even they are now becoming more. But what are these creatures? I'm not rightly sure. I don't know what that one is either. Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, has there really been a breach in dimensions here? I don't know. Strange stuff. Anyway, yeah, weird, weird. And as y'all know, in the original one, it goes on for and on and on. They're out there, so I don't know. Uh the boner. The what to go, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Um Different, that's all I know. Uh I have a spirit box and just been, getting used to it. And yeah, I agree with that. Matrix, I agree with that. Absolutely. Um and because there just seems to be an increased something. I don't know what it is. I mean, I keep on thinking, this whole thing we're experiencing now. Let's see what. Yeah, Margarita, it's a very good way of looking at it. I often wonder, has our eyes, our perception changed? I mean, if a human, I grew up on science fiction movies. It was, 1959, 1960, etc. And there was one they did where the guy had X-ray eyes, and it was real interesting because he put the drops in. And I know they did the remake, but the original one was black and white. And it started this whole thought that, what if we could just increase the spectrum perception of our visual acuity? Wow. I bet you we would be seeing them everywhere. I see dead people everywhere. Yeah. I think that that's true. you know, and the spirit box was really interesting because I was outside. I've captured an EVP before. It's on my you ought to listen to it. Yeah, I agree. Someone just said it couldn't be just one thing. And it's the strangest thing. I don't know what the hell I captured, but I don't want to be there, wherever it was. And it was literally, my office is right here, and then the side of our house is over here. And I actually had a tripod set up there. It was back in 2015, right about this time. And because we were catching, strange phenomenon up in the sky. And that was the weirdest thing I ever heard. So I'm swear that there's something about this area because I captured something out there that anyway, I'm still learning it. And could have been a fluke, but whatever. EVPs, yeah. Yeah, they can really creep you out. This one I had was this yikes. um hold on one second. I'll let y'all talk amongst yourselves. I want to see if I can actually pick that up and actually so y'all can actually hear this yourself. Give me one second. You know, have a sip of tea, enjoy it. Let me see this. It's like, okay, come on, Steiger. But it's, you know, you have to give me a second. I got a lot of different ones on here. Let's see. Favorites. Let me see. As he's doing it. Y'all just talk amongst yourself. I'm fine. I just want to see what they are. Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. So give me 1 second. I have to turn the sound up. All right. Give me 1 second here. And I think y'all will be able to hear this. We're doing this at different. And then one more time. Yeah, that's about as creepy as I want to get it. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll actually copy it so you guys can listen to it in the chat room. Give me 1 second here. Paste. There we go. And there you go. Have fun with it because it is weird. That's all I can say. It is a strange one. I have no idea. But yeah. So sounds like hell, Kent. I know. If there ever was one, it did. And, you know, I had a friend who actually had an audio board. And if the link, if you'll go that I left there, he put it through several different filters. And it got weird. The last one you heard, that was clearly something human sounded like in absolute agony. I don't know where it came from. I was shooting, you know, we were getting this strange thing off of the sun. That's where I had it up, pointed up at the sky. And, you know, so anyway, Riz says, this is hell. I'll agree with you on that. Sounds like King of the Mountain. That's an interesting one. I hadn't, you know, I know that this area that I live in, back when the dinosaurs were around, they were plentiful out here. And the thought occurred to me that when that cataclysm hit, you know, are we hearing the residual energy of those magnificent creatures meeting their demise in absolute agony and suffering? I can't help but not think that that energy is not been imprinted in this area. Maybe Pyle. I have never Pierre Sebrick. Well, I'll write that down, and if you want to, just email me. But it's just my thought. You know, there's also rumors that, you know, the underground highway between Denver International, that is basically the conjunction point, and now the south route. These are the underground highways, that it goes right underneath us. And I think it does. You know, if you look at the way that the map goes, it looks like it's very close. So who knows? Scott Gear, good. I'd love to hear that on my thoughts and experiences. I love it. Listen, if you got it, I'm looking for someone as well that, you know, if you do palm reading, I'd love to have you on as well. I think that that is something that's just like to get more into. So I know that there are many of you out there really good in numerology. I'd like to get that going as well. Conjunction junction. What's your function? Thanks, Kent. Appreciate the chuckle. That's good. On a SpaceX launch, did you get a chance to keep it? That's cool. I mean, if you do, I'd love to see it. Um, and so I know today is a little different, but something's going on, folks. There is just no doubt about it. It, I don't know. It seems like, and it's maybe just my perception. This reminds me of who shot JR in real life. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, it really is. It's like if you have a certain perception on how to handle this. Someone wrote me and said, "Well, how do you keep your sanity?" And I wrote him back. I said, "Well, are you kidding me? I mean, think about it. You can read, you can become creative, find out if you're an artist. There's just so many things to do since you can't go anywhere. Uh, I'm saying loving it, man. Um, learn to talk to the spirits, learn to conjure spirits. They're all around you, wanting to talk to you anyway. This would be a great time to find out who's been hanging out around you. Um, I can't wait to get my laser box that it's on order whenever it gets here. Um, Cosmic Agency is good. Yeah, yeah, Susan, I agree with you. I like listening to what she has to say. And Joyce, it is a wonderful life. It absolutely is. And I'm convinced that this is a time for us to go inward. I mean, when they ever lift this thing, folks, many of us are going to be spiritual supermen and women. We're going to say, thanks for the time, because we elevated our minds and our spirits, right there with us. Um, Dave, I'm glad to hear that. It is. I mean, I was made a special dinner. How many of you have ever made um, au gratin potatoes? And if you make them from scratch, they take a little bit of time. And so I'm just jamming out on Queen, and Lynn comes in and she goes, "Now this is what I call a homecoming." Um, I think I was actually listening to Radio Gaga, and love that song, by the way. Radio, Radio Gaga. Anyway, so, that's just how you do it, folks. You just have a good time about that. And by the way, my wife said that those au gratin potatoes were the best she'd ever had. And then there's a great chicken recipe that if you ever really want it, it's an Italian chicken recipe, easy to make, and it's delicious. Radio Goo Goo, is that what it is? Yeah, I think you're right. Epic music. And I often think about that. And Pamela Jean, that's a good point. The the amount of music that came out in the 70s, the 60s, 70s, and 80s was incredible. The 90s was interesting. Then I don't know what the hell happened after that. But uh, it's phenomenal. I was thinking about this in my meditation, my place that we're, when you cross over, it's what would you want that to be? What would you like that to be like? If you don't plan it, then how do you know how to accept it? And I think that's the problem. So many people cross over with different or very little ideas of in detail. Well, for me, see, I see a place where, you know, it's a gathering. It's a place where you're allowed to grow creatively. Um, I love to paint. I love colors. I love working in colors. And I could see me in the next life in another existence, another realm, not here, another realm that I have constructed that, the music is just going to be playing, you walk out and it's kind of like you're going to be able to hear any type of song you want. And if the frequency is jiving the same, you're going to have other people that would join that frequency. I mean, yeah, I just got the thought. It says, well, Steiger, you're describing a commune. Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's going to be a far out place, and you're all are welcome. I mean, stop in, we always have good food, good wine, and you know, it can allow you to really pursue your creative side. What type of artist are you? What kind of magician do you work in? What is your magic? Um, Someone saying, I love Apple's new iPod. That's great. Um, Now for me, I love food. Food is a great alchemy, and that's how I approach it. Baking is probably the biggest challenge I have found. I love that alchemy. Uh, Marguerite, see, you're welcome there. Come on in. Um, and I'm, I think that's just amazing things that you can do all of this. So I'm trying to edify all of you and tell you not to get bored. There's so much you can do. I know many of you already at it. Kaylee says, I've got a green thumb, a botanist. Oh, excellent. Wish I had you as a neighbor. Miriam says she loves to crochet. So does Lynn. Hillard says healing, magic of laughter. Yep. Gullible Travels. Absolutely. Don't move to Vermont. if you if you like food. Oh, ain't that the truth? No, that's just funny. There you go. I love a great sense of humor. I'm telling you, it'll keep you young all the rest of your life. It really would. Yeah, we actually could really do another Woodstock moment. I think it'll happen up in the ether. I think there's a big party going on. I really do. I have this sense that it's just going. I play Radio Goo Goo, Radio Gaga. Let's see, by Queen. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. You did Generation X music channel. All right. Leave your link, and folks, go over there and subscribe and check it out. Hey, listen, anyone who puts great music together. Kolaski says remote viewing. Very cool. Stealth Drone Texas. I love to cook. I make homemade pumpkin pie. Oh, well, you're always welcome here. And blackberry cobbler. Oh my goodness. Salivating already. Days of Future Past. Great, great. Moody Blues is great, by the way. Forbidden Apple. Well, folks, I hope this has been fun. Listen, it's tense. I get it. And we've just got to keep ourselves. This is the freedom here. They can't touch here. They can try to touch us up here, but most of them are so amateurish that they don't even know what to do with us. And that's why it becomes scary. So I have the Maelstroms. Cheers to you as well. Thank you from the light of the darkness. Love you too as well. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. I want y'all just to be happy, joyful. And I know it can suck out there, but you know what? We're making lemonade. And the thing about it is we don't have to sell it. We give it away free. And it's the best lemonade. Oh, yeah. That's all I got to say. All right, folks, much love to you. See y'all tomorrow at the same time. And keep yourself well. Keep yourself in the base state of consciousness that you can. And always remember to laugh. Find something that puts a smile on your face. All right, folks, see you tomorrow. Peace. Bye-bye.